Namaste and welcome. So our practice that we're going to do, this sequence is our nice triangle sequence. So any of the practices that I'm releasing, the nice flow of energy that we bring in, will be ones that we've practiced in class, that we've already broken down, so you already have that awareness of how to take that option with you along the way. So please be mindful if you are joining in for the first time. My name's Jean and hi and welcome to my regular yogis. Please be mindful to use yoga blocks and modify and just try not to be worrying about how far or how deep you can go, because sometimes when we try and do that we actually lose the quality, the sense of space and that really lovely openness that we're trying to create from the base of the spine and this really elongating sense. And then with that we bring in this element of breath, energy and flow. So anytime during the practice, if you feel that you need to just allow yourself to modify or take a moment, allow that to happen. So we're going to take our time now and settle. So that space that you've created now, settling and relaxing on your yoga mat. So we bring centering body now, namaste. And namaste is a greeting. And it's a declaration of respect for yourself and your practice. This is a practice where you learn to listen to your body. Yoga allows you to be creative, to be more intuitive in your movement. So let's bring in that intuitive element as you lay now in Savasana relaxation pose, and just making sure now that you find that position that you're comfortable in. So whether it be with your knees bent, or you may want to just butterfly the legs. But let's come into the centering of body and breath. Make the connection with your breath. Just a really nice way to bring you back into your body and into your practice. So belly breathing, feel that lovely rise of the breath on the inhale. Feel the belly relax on the exhale. As the mind starts to become more steady, as you focus, stay with the breath. Letting the breath lengthen now. Let the breath move in and then feel it rise up through the chest, subtle lift in the collarbone, and feel the breath releasing and letting go. Nice space. Feel it move back in, feel the rise of the breath just like the tides of the ocean creates that swell, rises up, and how it just gently pulls back and lets go, totally empty. Let your breath fall back into its natural rhythm now. Nice and steady in your breath. Bringing the knees back together if you butterflied your legs out, and give your knees a hug. And just a gentle swing from side to side, gentle pendulum swing. And just warming up our ankles here, so you can interlace around the shin of the right leg or behind the leg. Extend your left to the sky. Welcome to hold the leg. Let's bring in some nice ankle bending now. It's important when we move into practices that we just get our joints to just loosen up, warm up a little. It's a little chill in the air these days now, so time of the year it is. We find that we don't move as smoothly. The joints are a little bit maybe not as more fluid. So let's bring in some nice rotation. And changing sides. Extending right leg to the sky, some nice ankle bending. Take your time and get that quality in the calf and in the shin. And some nice rotation. Give your knees a hug. So just, you can relax the arms above the head, you can have your feet to the earth or knees high. So you're just going to move into just warming up the spine. Some nice classic sleeping abdomen. You can stay modified or you can bring the knees back up. Still keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Knees come back to center, give them a hug. So we're going to make our way up. So we're going to start preparing for the triangle sequence. So if you know you already need yoga blocks, have one at each end, and you may even need one in the middle for your forward fold. Remember in your forward fold that you're hinging at the hips, so you can have bent knees, but it will be a wider stance, so you can still keep that quality when you're twisting, and you can open up the legs if you want to. But still keep that nice flat back sensation, just like when we come into the halfway lift. So when we move into the triangle sequence as well, please be mindful of your range of movement. Again, always watch with your knee that you still keep that in alignment with the ankle and you're not rolling it in. So that way you're looking after the knees. Stay steady in the base of the core. Always remember the core element. So that energy there that we keep within and that quality, so that when you're moving into the triangle and you're lengthening, you're still keeping that sense of length. And maybe you prefer to stay on a knee, so you can still keep that and not collapse. And you can always use your blocks as well. So there'll be room for you to explore which variation suits you. When we come into the Malasana yogic squat, again, listen to your knees. My knees are still tracking fine. Don't let them roll in. Keep that quality to open. Plus, mindful. You may find, just listen to the feedback of your body, how deep you go with your Malasana yogic squat. So we're going to start preparing ourselves for the practice now. So again, have the option to have blocks at each end. You may want a block in the center of your mat. And this piece of music that we're going to use, my yogis find it a really nice piece of music that we've used along the way. So it helps you just reconnect and feel more familiar in your practice and in your flow. So we're going to start coming in now, coming to the center of your mats. So you're going to take advantage of the length of your mat this time, so you're centered. And coming into your heart space. Just making that connection first, that you feel grounded. Your feet, the grounded feeling. Connecting with the earth. Rise this energy up through the legs, come into the base of the core, through the base of the spine, rise up through to the crown of the head. Bring in this lovely breath. And slowly now we move into the practice. So nice inhale, reach to the sky. Just moving into a nice swaying palm tree. And if for any reason it's not comfortable in your shoulders, or you do have shoulder issues, you can just drift to the side. You've still got that same opening. Mindful that you're always using the core. Nice and steady. And coming back to the heart space. So we're going to step out wide now, pivot the feet out. Come down into Malasana yogic squat, mindful of what feedback you get from your body. And rising up, preparing for your triangle. Keep the stance nice and wide, watch leading leg. Lengthen through the spine. Now you can come down onto the knee if you want to, or you can take your yoga block behind. Keep the heart space open. Nice and steady in the breath. Actively rise, use the core to steady you. As you twist at the waist, heart space, now that back heel flicks with you. A nice inhale, reach to the sky. Take that forward fold. Now here you may find you want to rest on the leg, and that's fine, but still keep that length in the spine. You can have a block in front, or maybe just fingertips to the earth. Nice and steady in the breath. Reach up to the sky. Come back to the heart and push through. Come back to the heart space and coming forward. Now you pivot in. This is where we do that forward fold and a block if you want to. As you're hinging from your hips, you can bend the knees. Remember the flat back. Move into the twist. You can open up the back of the legs, the knees, if you want to get more stretch in your hamstrings. If your hamstrings are really tight, try not to roll through the spine. Try and bring more bend back into the knees. The twist is nice to loosen up the spine. Come back to center, soften through the knees, slide up, rise up, legs back together. Heart space. Nice inhale, reach. Gentle sway. Remember, you can even interlace the hands, fingers, or just drift. Coming back to the heart space. Take a nice wide step. Pivot the feet out. Coming down, Vinyasa yogic squat. You shouldn't be feeling any pain in the knees. Come up higher if you're feeling uncomfortable. Be conscious of how you feel rising up. Preparing now for the triangle. Lengthen through the spine, maybe modify it on the knee or take the block. This arm, have it extended so you've got this beautiful sense of lengthening. If you've got shoulder issues, keep the arm relaxed. Nice and steady. Steady in the breath. Use the bandha, use the core to rise. Flick the back heel, heart space. Reach to the sky. Lengthen through the spine as you bow down to the earth. Remember your options now, knee, earth or block. Nice and steady. Sweep the arms to the sky. Come back to the heart and push through. Bring it forward. And now as you pivot forward, pivot the feet in. You're spilling forward from the hip space, bend to knees is fine. And move into that fold with the twist. Some of you may find you can still maintain that quality in the spine and move into opposites. Hand to opposite foot. Again, listen to the body. Coming back to center, softening the knees and rising up. Still rise up to keep that core awareness to look after your back. Heart space. Nice breath. Reaching up. Moving in, swaying. Back to the heart. Step out wide, Vinyasa yogic squat, pivot the feet. Nice and steady, no pain in the knees, rise higher if it's still too deep. Nice, inhale, rise. Coming back to the triangle, taking it deeper only if it suits you, so keeping the leading leg straight now. As you rise, have the arm extended to the sky, slide down, hold the shin, or use a block. Nice and steady in the breath. Turn the palm around to can still stay with the bent knee version. The arm up top can just use that version. Nice breath. Release the arm, turn the palm. Soften through the leading leg as you rise. As you twist at the waist back, heel flicks, heart space. Nice inhale, reach. Take that lengthening from the base of the spine. Remember your options. Nice breath. Sweeping the arms to the sky. Come back to the heart. Push. And coming forward. Now as we come forward, we're still going to keep the knees, the feet pivoted out. We're going to rest on the knees here. This will continue to change, so be mindful of what suits your body. So my knees aren't going to move through this, it's just the upper part of the body. Roll one shoulder in, look over the other, push the knee away. Nice inhale, rise, and exhale. Nice inhale, and exhale. Nice inhale, and exhale. Center, rise, come back in. We're going to do revolving prayer, chair pose. So coming down, now you may need to stay high while your body, so you can still keep that quality in the spine. But if you can still keep the length, take it out a little deeper. Nice inhale, and exhale. Nice inhale, exhale. Nice inhale, exhale. So you're just going to twist around to the other side. Stay high if you want to. Inhale. And exhale. Nice inhale up. And it's the exhale down. Just take one more. Really reach. Release. Sweep to the sky. Heart space. Step out wide. Malasana yogic squat. Coming back into the triangle. Remember, staying with the bent knee version. Glide through. Extend your arms straight to the sky. Modify if you need to. Turn the palm around. Nice and steady. Keep the heart space open. Reach back to the sky. Soften through leading leg. As you twist at the waist, back heel flicks, heart space. Reach to the sky. Take that forward fold. Again, still keep the quality in the spine, so maybe use a block. Remember your options. Sweep arms to the sky. Back to the heart. Push through. And coming forward. So now when you come forward, still keeping this. Now all that's going to change now, you can stay with what we did the first round, the first one we did. Otherwise this time you're going to slide and rise. Slide, look over the other side and rise. A nice slide and rise. Opens up the hamstrings nicely and sit bones extend. We'll stay with the first version. Use the exhale when you slide. Inhale when you rise. Nice exhale. Inhale. Coming back together, legs back together. Come back to the heart space. Closing your eyes, settling. Hands into prayer. Making that connection of the breath. The energy, the heart's rhythm. And just physically let yourself relax. And take a nice deep breath in and just let it go. So that's a really nice practice. You can repeat it, do it again, but it's has a good energy about it as you experience at the end of the practice. So letting yourself now lay down in Savasana, relaxation pose. This is why at the beginning of our practice we always bring in that awareness of our energies and how we feel. And then you come back in at the end of any practice that you do and you really feel that shift of energy of what you've cultivated in your body. And in yoga, this is the prana that we talk about, the vital energy within. We really just get everything to open up. We unlock areas that we become a little tight and the energy gets restricted. So relax into the breath. Feel the warmth of the skin. To the heart's energy, the rhythm. And witness the rise and the fall of your breath. You're welcome to stay here in this moment, in the zone, in your body, your breath connection. Otherwise, bending both the knees now, give them a hug. Gently, pendulum swing. When you start to come out of your practice and you come into a seated position, just make sure it's a position that you're comfortable with. Not everybody can sit with their legs crossed. Some people can really cross them over quite deeply. So it's really just a personal choice. Because you have to feel comfortable so you can feel grounded in your practice to bring closure. So coming in, so you can actually, whatever position that you're still making that connection of those lovely sit bones. So you come down to the base chakra, come down to the energy. Rise up with the breath. Create space for the breath. Don't be rounded in the shoulders. Then the energy gets blocked again. So keep that openness. Placing the hands in chin mudra, eyes gently downcast. Take your breath in. Feel the space. Feel the rich breath, the rise and the fall of your breath. Through to the crown of the head. Take it down to the base of the spine. Namaste.